Can I fertilize my lawn in August? Short answer, no. Not with nitrogen or phosphorus. In Seminole County, the fertilizer blackout season runs June 1st through September 30th. So for the whole month of August, nitrogen and phosphorus are off the table. But you are not stuck. You can still apply iron. And the University of Florida Institute of Food and Agricultural Services says iron is actually the better tool for what you are trying to fix right now anyway. Let me show you why. I'm Michael Geist. I've been installing and maintaining turf in Central Florida since 2005, and I'm turfgrass certified by the University of Georgia in both cool season as well as warm season turfgrass, as well as sports field management. Here's the whole rule in about 5 minutes. The Seminole County Fertilizer Ordinance sets a restricted season from June 1st through September 30th. During that window, no fertilizer containing nitrogen or phosphorus goes on your lawn, period. The county's own frequently asked questions page names the cities that adopted it: Castleberry, Longwood, Lake Mary, Sanford, and Oviedo. Winter Springs adopted the state model instead, which is similar. So whether you are in Oviedo proper, out toward Chuliota, or over near Tuscaloosa, you are covered by this rule. There is a second half of the rule most people never hear. Phosphorus is restricted all year, not just in summer. You can only apply it if a University of Florida approved soil test shows your soil is actually deficient. Most Florida soils are not. And there are 3 more rules that apply every single day of the year. 1, no fertilizer within 15 feet of any pond, lake, canal, stream, or wetland. 2, if you use a broadcast or rotary spreader, a deflector shield is required. 3, anything that lands on your driveway, sidewalk, or the street has to be swept back onto the lawn, not hosed off. Hosing it off is how it reaches the storm drain. 1 more. You cannot fertilize when the National Weather Service has a flood, tropical storm, or hurricane watch, or warning up for Seminole County, or when 2 inches or more of rain is expected in the next 24 hours. In August here, that clause comes up more often than people think. So your grass looks pale and you cannot feed it. What now? The University of Florida's Gardening Solutions Guidance says something that surprises most homeowners, that summer fade in St. Augustine is, quote, caused not by heat or a need for water, but a lack of nitrogen. So your instinct is right about the cause, but here's the next sentence, and this is the one that matters. Fertilizing with nitrogen in the middle of summer is, quote, not always desirable or even possible because of fertilizer ordinances, since this can encourage disease and insect problems. Their recommendation instead, apply iron sulfate or chelated iron rather than a complete fertilizer. Quote, they may give you the dark green color you desire without stimulating growth. That is the whole trick. Iron gives you color. Nitrogen gives you color plus a flush of soft new growth. And in August in Central Florida, soft new growth is exactly what the pests and the fungus are looking for. Iron and other micronutrients, the bags marketed as summer blends, are explicitly allowed during the restricted season. The county calls that out by name. Read the label, follow it, and do not overdo it. I want to be straight with you about something because you will hear both sides. University of Florida research publication AE 534 actually found that nitrate leaching does not increase significantly during the June through September ban months because the grass has more root mass and is growing hard and taking nutrients up. The heaviest leaching window is late winter and early spring when the grass is semi-dormant and cannot use what you put down. So does that mean the summer rule is pointless? No. And I am not going to tell you to ignore the law. It is an ordinance. It is tied to the county's federal stormwater permit, and the same research found that in counties with the summer ban, homeowners applied about 38 pounds of nitrogen per acre versus about 93 pounds in counties without one. The rule works mostly by stopping over-application, and fertilizer that never dissolves, the granules that bounce onto your driveway and wash straight into a storm drain during an afternoon storm, that is a real problem the ban helps with. But here is my honest field answer, and this is where the agronomy and the law happen to agree. August nitrogen is bad for your lawn anyway. Right now in this county, 3 things are active at once. Chinch bugs. And University of Florida research specifically ties over-fertilization to chinch bug outbreaks. And tropical sod webworm, whose peak flight is August through October, where excess fertilizer is named as a leading cause of outbreaks. Every one of those gets worse when you push nitrogen in August. In our installs across Oviedo and Winter Park, the lawns that call us in September with chewed up, blotchy turf are very often the ones that got pushed hard with a quick release product in July. The blackout is doing you a favor. We install sod year-round, so I get this one constantly. I am putting in new sod in August. Can I fertilize it? The Seminole County Frequently Asked Questions page does not list an exemption for newly planted turf, so do not assume you have one. Call the University of Florida Seminole County Extension Office at 407-665-5560 and ask about your specific situation. But practically, it does not matter because the University of Florida says do not fertilize new sod for the first 30 to 60 days after planting anyway. The root system is too short to absorb it. What new sod needs in its first month is water, not food. And new landscape installs get their own separate watering allowance under the Water Management District rules, which I covered in another video. So an August sod install is not a problem. St. Augustine runs $2 a square foot installed. Zoysia runs $2.15 a square foot installed. We hold a 24-hour harvest to install standard so the pallets go down fresh, and our establishment follow-up program brings us back out to check it. A revisit fee applies. You water it in, you feed it October 1st. October 1st, the restricted season ends. 3 numbers to write down. 1, at least 65% of the total nitrogen in the bag has to be slow release. It is in the guaranteed analysis on the back. 2, never more than 1 pound of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet in a single application. That is University of Florida guidance for any grass anywhere in the state. 3, for Central Florida, over a full year, the University of Florida recommends 2 to 5 pounds of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet for St. Augustine and 2 to 4 for Zoysia. And get a soil test before you guess. Seminole County Extension will help you with that. If your lawn is thinning, blotchy, or getting chewed up right now, and you are not sure whether it is a fertility problem, a water problem, or a pest problem, that is a diagnosis, not a guess, and it is what we do. If you are in Oviedo, Winter Park, or anywhere in Seminole County, call 407-687-3322. Healthy lawns and landscapes do not exist without healthy living soil. Thanks for watching.